welcome you to Watchman Catholic.
Prosperity Touch, of course, you know that Prosperity Touch Business Summit is the time we empower, enliven, and also update you with some other things, some business. Welcome to Prosperity Touch Business Summit. By the way, I want you to also turn to yourself. Make sure you are smiling. You have to smile all through. If your neighbor is not smiling, give your neighbor a smile. Turn to your neighbor once again. Tell that your neighbor, neighbor. We are so okay in Lebanon, and here with me is celebrate yourself.
With that child is going to suffer from, deem it fit to encounter what we assimilate into what we take in.
Yes, he comes up.
Shall we rise, please?
Shall we pray? Thank you, Father, for the privilege of being your children. The extent of the wealth of a kingdom determines the strength. Therefore, Lord, as we study, as we learn at the feet of the Grand Master of wealth, let there be light upon our hearts. For us, in Jesus' name we pray.
This is Prosperity Touch Business Summit. I'm sure that before the end of this event, you'll be leaving here rebranded. Turn to
All right. Before we continue, I'd like us to say something or do something. Turn to your neighbor. You're going to be doing a lot of things with your neighbor. Help me turn together. When I say, are you ready? Now turn to the other neighbor and tell that neighbor, Prosperity Touch Business Summit. The presence of someone. God, put your hands together with a shout, with a clap, celebrating the Almighty God.
Make
He
it
is
louder.
the Father of all
Make it and Omega. Move your head as you clap your hands together for Him. He's the Alpha and Omega. It's because of Him we are here. The end.
He deserves it because in Him we live and survive. Now we are going to recognize someone who is so special. He is the father of the diocese, and we are going to recognize him. So when I call him, when I introduce this guest, I want you to clap, give a clap, put your hands together as
you bring them to the front. Pastor Dr. Chris Abel, can you please jam those hands?
Put your hands
and
together.
The wife, Pastor Dr. Chris Abel, and the wife. Mom, we want
you have to come. Been praying for you. Now we would like to recognize that he is doubling today. Some people will say, person of Pastor Mommy.
Mommy Unkoli Onachuka is she in the house. Put your hands together for. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw it too, and then I was
wonderful.
Yeah, couples
she was all over the air.
Yeah.
Can you jam your hands for that achievement as well? Yes. Please, let's have our mommy come to take her place here.
All right, our protocol officers will handle that. Okay, so would like to also recognize the presence of Pastor Basil Ikechukwu and Mommy. Pastor and Mommy Basil Ikechukwu. Please, our
pastor from Badore Parish. Pastor and his wife, Pastor Andy Agenoka and his wife, Pastor Andy Agenoka from Badore. A pastor from Abijah Parish and his wife, Pastor Ndubisi Oma. Please put your hands together for him. From Abijah Parish. Protocol officer, please take note of them. As soon as you see them, kindly
come. We're going to recognize them. But run straight to what we have next. And as we welcome our district pastor, if you don't clap, he won't come. Onachuku as he takes when it is my district pastor. It is my own district pastor. Put your hands together as we welcome him to take his welcome address.
Welcome, ably represented by the wife who is here with us, Mommy Joel Opera. I also welcome and also acknowledge the presence of our senior pastor and the wife in charge of mission directorate, Pastor Chris Ebo. Other pastors in the house, I may not be. You are all welcome. And on behalf of the Lagos Island District, to the maiden edition of Prosperity Touch Business Summit, otherwise known as Prosperity Touch World, to be the salt of the earth, or otherwise the salt of nations, as written in the book of Matthew chapter 5, from verse 14 down to 16. In the last 5 years, this is a lot of community outreaches to deliver and help neighbors, sharing food items, sharing for living among neighbors, especially within the Etiosa local government of Lagos State and the Bejuleki local government of Lagos State. Today, the church has taken it as a burden that we pull them totally out of poverty in the near future. Prosperity Touch Business Summit is divinely set up to teach entrepreneurship skills, leadership skills, technological skills, like how to use AI for business optimization and process optimization. Well, opportunity to enjoy free mentorship in various trades and a few years, and then may or would get startup capital that will come as a grant in life and in eternity. We teach life applicable knowledge on how to lead a good life, to become leaders and agents of change for nation building. We believe in inclusivity, and so our youth are given platforms to achieve their purposes in life. This Prosperity Touch Business Summit project is going to remain a recurrent program for empowerment every year. We want you to relax, learn, close deals, and have fun in the presence of the Lord. Remember, Watchman Catholic Charismatic Renewal Movement, God's blessing to every sincere seekers. So I welcome you to Prosperity Touch 1.0. God bless you for coming.
You can put your hands together once again for our pastor. All right. For some business summits, when you go to some business summits, you discover that they start with keynote speakers, but our own is distinct, unique also. We are now. And you just have to get ready, because get ready, get your pen, get your books to write, because you're going to panel session, and that is Mrs. Blessing Chukwemeka. Put your hands together as we welcome Mrs. Blessing Chukwemeka.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to anchor this program, this discussion, section. As I call our first panelist, please with us. I'm sure the media, you can do better than that. Put your hands together as we take a briefing on who Mr. Tony Anenechukwu is. Waiting for our media to.
Graduate of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, he began his Anenechukwu Anthony is a visionary entrepreneur and CEO of Pactel International in Nigeria, quickly becoming a major consulting partner and distributor in the telecom sector. He founded Pactel International, pioneered early e-commerce in Nigeria, and serves as chairman of the fast-growing school and KPG Properties, a leading real estate company in Lekki. He's a member of the Institute of Directors and an alumnus of Lagos Business School and Wharton. A devoted philanthropist, he leads the Divine Life Foundation, empowering youth and supporting the less privileged. He attributes his success to the grace of God and remains committed to service, leadership, and impact. He is happily married with children.
Let's welcome him. So welcome, sir, to the stage. Glad to have you here. Thank you. Thank you. Next is Mrs. Helen Adino. Please put your hands together as we take a little briefing about her. Mrs. Helen Adino.
Mrs. Helen Stan Adino began her career in 2002. She worked in the internal control unit, handling cash and teller review, funds transfer review, and customer service review, and later headed the correspondent foreign bank reconciliation unit. In 2011, she joined Fidelity Bank, contributing in HR and treasury units as an internal control of 2018. A proud mother of three and a devoted Christian whose faith guides her family and professional life.
Thank you. Put your hands together for her. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And last on my list is, let's make welcome Mr. Alex Ogba. Few minutes, let's listen to his briefing. You can put your hands together again if you want to clap.
Ogba is the CEO of Necessities Edge
you.
Enterprises, bringing over 15 years of practical experience in cleaning and facility management. He leads a NAFDAC-certified industrial cleaning brand that delivers specialized services and premium cleaning chemicals to clients across multiple sectors, including Nigeria's banking industry. He is well regarded for his strengths in sales, business development, and business structuring. Alexander has launched and supported several ventures with entrepreneurs with the systems, strategies, and clarity needed to build sustainable and future-ready businesses. Academically, grounded with a degree in business administration and currently pursuing a master's at Nexford University, Alexander is also a member of the Nigerian Institute of Management and a GPAC certified professional. A serial entrepreneur, minister of the gospel, devoted husband, and father of four, he is driven by faith, purpose, and a commitment to excellence.
Let's put our hands together for him. We're glad to have you here, sir. Here we are. Standing upon all existing protocols in this discussion. In a country where creativity thrives, yet opportunities are often hidden within challenges. This section has been designed to equip you and I for clarity, for direction, as well as ability to create sustainable trade to the point with our panelists. Let me be starting with Mr. Anenechukwu, just closely on by my left. Our topic, which is the business, our topic, which is Okay, let me start with you with how can a home What defines an entrepreneur and what
I want to thank our district pastor to know that this is a season of change for you. I'm just making this remark out of my time because I know it's very important. It's for us. We are all created entrepreneurs. From the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to 7, God was busy creating in our own image and likeness. And that alone has empowered us as first provision that let there be that, there was that, after which that he has procreated. Every other thing that he has provided for and now has made us co-creators. Answering over. An entrepreneur is simply a creator. Somebody that sees the need in the society, sees the need in a country, create a solution for it. What are the characteristics of an entrepreneur? First of all, you must have vision. That is where it starts from. And this vision is usually born from a place of conviction, from a place of prayer, from a place that you've got to download something. You become sold out to it. And when you are sold out to it, the next most important thing that you do as an entrepreneur, which is part of your characteristics, is to do what? Train yourself to be able to deliver that thing to an acceptable manner. That you want to do what? Go for discipleship. To be able to do what? Train yourself to know how to do it, after which you deploy that services. Be it a product, so I've been able to answer your question, and I want to believe that you should know that there is a lot of value within you that they...
We want to add a thought from Mr. Ogwa Alice. Mr. Alice defines and interprets of business startups and growth strategies.
Okay, good afternoon all. Our present economic situation to tell us who we can say an entrepreneur is. You know, if you look at our present situation, you know the issue. There are a lot of uncertain situations in the midst of uncertainty and grow it. So I would say that grow opportunity and make it work. Then I can also say part of the characteristics of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a resilient.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that thought. We go straight to our second question from Mrs. Helen Adino. Please, can you tell us what are the critical factors to consider loss, frustration, and putting in mind the risk factors as well?
Thank you very much. At the back of our mind, there's something I always tell myself: hard work does not kill. And the Bible is true to the point where he says, have you seen a man that is diligent in his ways? You stand before kings. It is true to the latter. So now coming to the question that how, if somebody wants to launch into a business, the first thing I would say is, first of all, like our pastor has said before you start off, you must know, ensure that, okay, this market, this is what they need. This goes in, or providing a service that is not relevant. If you want to, before you start on something, you plan. How am I going to get funding? Do I have savings? Do I have funding? Then two, it's okay. Now, if I start this, looked around, and people have this idea that anything that is good has to be expensive. But we just decided to change the status quo. We decided to make it like affordable luxury. We said, okay, this thing can be good and affordable. People don't have to break the bank, to buy a good product. You can buy something good and still have some money for yourself. And that was our mantra. And that was not that it's affordable. At the same time, when you take that product, you want to come back for more. So you have to look at your product. You focus on your product. And another thing you have to do is you look at some people start well and then they miss it along the way. What I mean is this: they start well and ensure that way you began is the way you continue. This is what has also helped us in our business. And then another thing is some people focus so much on packaging. I've had to buy some products that I just bought it because I like the packaging, I like the way it was packaged. But after I use it or I take it, I will say, I will never buy this again. So as much as we package well, we must add value. That product must add value. The person buying it must be happy, must be satisfied. That our location, make sure that your product is in the right place. You know, remember the 4 P's of marketing, the price, the promotion, the place. It's very, very important. Make sure that you are in the right place. If you have a good product and you're in the wrong, so you make sure that you're in the right location. You make sure you've checked your funding options. You make sure that you're watching your costs, excesses. Don't miss business with personal finances. Focus on it, and then make sure that you keep proper records from beginning, from the outset. Anything you purchase, you have your books for purchases. You have your books for sales. You have everything. You keep proper records, and then you.
So much. Can we please put our hands together for those wonderful points? I'm sure you're taking note of these points. Are you here? You're planning to be an entrepreneur. Sit to calculate. They are key things. We are making these as practical as possible so that as many that are sitting here will be able to grasp not just theory, but practically how to go into a venture, into a business. Now we want to see how in today's rapidly changing business environment, what key areas should a startup focus on to ensure relevance? The Alice.
Okay, I'll in bullet form. The and best practice, right? Now, that I got a job and I started working there. And I've asked myself, so what I decided to do was I will be as practical as possible. You have a lot of issues. I remember when we are laying tiles in this church. We got somebody to do the job. And at the end of the day, the person messed up. If you want to be relevant in our present economy, you must be somebody that is trained. Now, for you to keep yourself, they use this for social media, catch fun, and do a lot of funny things. But for you to be competitive, with your phone, you can advertise what you sell. You can push out what you sell to your friend, advertise what you sell. You can push out what you sell to your friend, to your group, and all of that. Now, for you to maintain a good practice, you must keep a lean budget. What you have. You must be somebody that don't show off. In showing off, you may not have it, but you want to prove to people that you may not have it. But you want to prove to people that you have it, you borrow this, you borrow that, you have it, you borrow this, you borrow that. Relevant, you must be trained. And for you to be relevant, you must be trained. And for you to maintain a good practice, you must be somebody that is not extravagant in nature. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You must go for truth. We are still talking about the basics of business startups and growth strategies. Just in case to give us, given Nigerian challenging economic landscape, including unstable power supply and inconsistent policies, what practical strategies can an entrepreneur employ to build resilient and adaptable business?
Thank you very much. Okay, given the volatile nature of the Nigerian economy, the first thing an entrepreneur needs to do is to stay informed. You cannot prepare for what you don't know about. So the first thing is be informed. Make sure what you don't know about. So the first thing is be informed. Make sure you are. We all know that is synonymous with the Nigerian environment. So you make sure that you have a good backup plan. You don't judge, and then you ensure that at every environment you're looking at what is happening within your environment. You don't judge, and then you ensure that at every environment you're looking at what is happening within your environment. You're looking at your competition. You're looking at your competitors are very, very important. You are learning from them. Because when you learn from them, you're able to redesign your own product or your own service so you can match their own and even surpass it. And that way the market still to you. So at every point, you're looking at your competitors, you're looking at, you're watching your costs, you're looking at your processes, you're making sure that all your business processes are in line, are in tune. You're just, concentrating on that. And then you make sure that whatever is happening in your environment, you are aware of it. And when you show that whatever is happening in your environment, you are aware of it. And when you're aware of it,
can you situation currently?
All right, so one, you follow competition, because entrepreneur is adaptability. So once anything is going on, make sure that you are on ground to understand what is on your location and the need for that location. So just to add, also understand your customers. This company to provide what they need, they will definitely come to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Still with you, sir. Still with you. Available to startups beyond the traditional bank loans, and how can one assess it?
Okay, so bring in every business needs, in as much as it's not always the first thing. Once you're able to come up with a very good idea, and then you're able to draw up definitely going to solve a problem, friends, you can as well do that from your own savings. But also, very important, it's important I say this here, most of us depend on banks, most of us depend on family and friends, most of us depend on our savings. But there is also another secret one that a lot of people are enjoying today. These are grants. Grants are available of Naira in dollars. Grants available to your industry Naira over time with a good moratorium. And even the Bank of Industry, let me say that, even the Bank of Industry in Nigeria is also granting so much. But the truth is, how prepared are you to present to them what they will need? I will definitely make sure cost. And then what I've noticed so far, which is why I thank our pastor for setting this up, is most of us come unprepared. And before anyone can dole out anything, he has to understand what you're going to, what you want to do. So for this to happen, you've got to be and do the dance and.
Yes. Thank you so much. I do acknowledging the fact that funding is a big issue. So I want Mr. Alex Ogba to please throw more light on, let's have your view on what you think about this.
Okay, I will say this and then make some suggestion. One of the ways you can do to raise money, I need money. Among your network, you to package your proposals to enable you get that grant. So the question now is, how can we assess them? That will be a question or research we need to do after now. In business, there are professionals. You are supposed to walk in there and get what you are looking for. But we understand the country in which we are into. It's man, no man, right? Are you in agreement with me? It's a man, no man country. So after all this talk, Mr. Alex, Mr. Tony, Mrs. Ellen, you have said it. How do we get it? So that is one of the ways. So somebody should be excited. How do I meet these people? That is a discussion we are going to do after now. Now, another way you can raise this, please, HRA every month, because many will pick and they will not pay. I've signed the 10 of us. At the end of the month, deduct from my salary. And at the end of the day, 5 people do for you. You can walk up to us. You are a brother, you are a sister, you are a Christian indeed. Pastor, we want to run this kind of business. This is what we want to get into. We'll organize people that are in that setting. Get a memorandum of understanding. You will sign. And this money will be contributed in a particular post. At the end of the month, it will be paid to somebody. And before you know, tomorrow you're a business owner out of having nothing. So that's one of the ways you can raise money. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that point. You want to say something?
Going to professional stage. These professionals will help you write this. If you are not grounded in that business, that money will disappear.
We'll go.
I'm telling you.
Thank you for that thought. Thank you for that thought. Let's put our hands together. I'm sure you're getting... I want to still go back to Mrs. Helen to please throw light on that, because this one is very critical, and knowing that the world is a global village. What role does digital presence and social media play in driving business growth? And how can small businesses, including low-tech, social media play in driving business growth? And how can small businesses, including low-tech and grassroots environment leverage on this. Quickly, we just need your play. You know,
In growing a small scale, can you wave your phone? How many of you know how to use WhatsApp? How many of you know how you can promote your business through WhatsApp? It's practical. You see, we are having a seminar and start doing it well. If you don't know about it, you start doing it. You have a phone with you. How have you been using that phone to promote your business? In Ladipo or along at the road, you are there and you're waiting for customers to come every day. But beside you, your neighbor, customers are coming in and out. How are these customers getting to know what your people, your neighbors are selling? Even at Oluwole, even at the interior part of Ladipo, they are leveraging on. And before you know, a dispatch will come and pick. And will be asking, before you open your shop, you will pray prayers and speak in tongues. But this person does not even go to church, and businesses are moving. How are they doing it? They are taking advantage of what? Social media. So what are you expected to do? Look for an expert. You make pictures from what you sell, not download. Send it in a way it will. I'm trying to use simple terms. I don't want to use technical terms that people will be asking questions. Push out where you can do it. You can run a JV, a joint venture. You may not have the capacity to push out that advert. You can partner with us, and at business, I pay you this amount. And that is how you can leverage on that. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yes, very well. Thank you. We just want a second thought from Mrs. Helen.
Thank you very much. Okay, I just want to say that since after COVID, the market of buying things, we go to the market, we buy things. But when COVID came, with lockdown, doing markets online began. I just want to also add that same phone we browse with, that same time we're browsing, that same data we're burning, many people are converting it to cash. Many people are cashing out. Let me use the local language. They are cashing out with that same phone. Speak interest and say, I want to buy this. And before you know it, you start selling. So that's your phone. It's still, that same phone you have that you're using to do other things is still your gateway so that you're breakthrough.
Thank you so much. Turn to your neighbor. Say, neighbor, cash out with your phone. Yes, cash out with your phone. I want to ask over to you. And trust has been eroded. And what we know of recent that I ordered versus what I got. Entrepreneur trying to aspiring entrepreneur strategies on how to keep credibility and authenticity.
All right, so that is brand visibility, very easy, and also at a very, very minimal cost. The same advert, a very big company will place. There is nobody here that cannot do an advert for 5,000 naira. On Facebook, you can do an advert for 5,000 naira and spread the reach within those that you want that to do. You know, so one thing, to make sure that you keep to your credibility, keep to what you promise. When customers buy things from you online or physically, make sure that the product, what you told them that you are selling, is what you find that will make you. If you have this inside of you, then you've got to be very careful. It's not the first Toyota that Toyota sold when they started the company that made them to be a very big company today. It's not the first Tesla or the first Apple, but continuity. So in your mind, you should always have this mind of, what will I always patronage? That repeated, if probably you own a school, for example, what will I be doing for my students that will make my students come back next time? If maybe you are selling a product, if I sell this product to Mr. A, what must I ensure that most of us today have got, let me just sell, and then I don't care about tomorrow. And that is why you don't end up building the necessary brand equity. And at your level, you can place an advert. And when you place this advert, a lot of people may be thinking that it's one very big company, not knowing that you are operating that business from just your room or from just a shop or from just one office. But because of how you're able to package things very well,
Please don't be in a hurry to drop the mic. I'm still coming back to you. I just want you to throw your thoughts about, of course, we know this program is aired and we have people from diaspora who are watching us live, and they want to hear from you. What kind of, for sustainability, considering, putting in mind the security challenges in our country?
Thank you so much. Like I said earlier, as entrepreneurs, we are problem solvers. And for those of us in diaspora, Nigeria, and you've got opportunity to transfer knowledge, product from anywhere you are in diaspora to this country and make money. All you need to ensure that you do is that you put in the right structure. If you allow me to name for you, you can decide to set up a security company. Okay. Now, we have a lot of security issues. And abroad, this in there, and then transfer that same thing here. It's very easy. There are agro businesses. In abroad, today, when you enter a farm, you don't even know it's a farm, and deploy it here. So depending on what your passion is, there is nothing that this market cannot take. This market is still a virgin market. There are so many races in Nigeria, bringing in values that even the business, you've got some kind of partnership businesses that you can as well bring. You've got so many franchise business. There are so many companies abroad that want to come into Nigeria. You can easily bring such franchise into this country.
Wow,
and I know
wow,
that it will definitely
wow.
work.
Thank you so much for warning of our time. We'll wrap up. Businesses scale gradually, balancing customer demands with financial prudence, avoiding excessive debt. I could remember when I wanted to time, that was a side, and set the time for me to also services too. But when I met my light on that, so that we would.
Say it again.
Yes. So from customers, trying you to grow gradually without giving to pressure.
Okay. When we talk about pressure in business, you only allow pressure when you don't know what you are doing. That's what you need to understand. When you are being pressured in your business is because you don't understand what you are doing. Now, let me give you an example for we in the service industry.
We just have 1 minute to
Okay,
go,
we
please.
in the service industry. Like, I want to give a practical example. The floor where we are is the tiles. Everybody call it tiles. Customers will tell you that I want you to. I know that this floor is not a polishable floor. If I polish it, people will slip and fall. So what am I supposed to do? Will I listen to them? I will listen to them, definitely. But by the time they move out from the facility, I will do what I'm expected to do. I don't know if somebody's getting what I'm saying. So the pressure is for you to do the right thing. Don't tell your customer, I want you to take this. I hope you're listening to me. Don't argue with your customer that it is not doable. Just listen to them and say, okay, no problem. By the time they move out, because they will not be there where you're going to carry out the services, you will do what you are expected to. You need to make it sweet. And probably they want you to add sugar or saccharin to make it sweet. What you need to do is to use natural things. Make them understand that this product is sweet and this and that is what we have used to make the product what it is. But what I want you to take home is don't allow pressure to make you do the wrong thing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, we just want to take final words from our panelists. Can we have a final word from you for an entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, and an existing business owner? What is your parting word for them?
It will speak. It will definitely speak. No, and before you know it, you are jumping from one thing to another. But if I'm to advise, just make sure that as you...
can we hear from you?
I just want to start by saying the person that invented the electric bulb tried for 1,000 times. That means he failed for... It was after the 1,000 times that he succeeded. So what am I trying to say? Let's not be afraid. Even if we fail, we try again. We keep trying again. We keep trying again. And as we keep trying again, with the mind, we just look at what did we not do? What did we not get right? What do we need to do better? How do we re-strategize? And then remain diligent, remain focused. We will surely make it. Like I always say, hard work does not kill. Thank you.
Hard work never kills. Thank you, ma'am. Let's hear from you.
The advice I have for startups, the most important thing, people go into 6 months training and will make money. As a result of relationship, I built relationship. And another thing, when you start, be consistent. God bless you.
Be consistent, build a relationship, and try to solve problems. They have so much to give out, but for wanting of time, we'll call it a day here. We'll draw the curtain here. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex Ogba, for coming to the show and being a part of this, the basics of business startups and growth strategies. Mrs. Helen, we say thank you for coming, ma'am. Mr. Anelechukwu Anthony, thank you, sir, for coming. It's a pleasure having you around. Please, shall we put our hands together for them? Let's come together for a photograph.
Put our hands together, celebrate them. They've given us enough or much knowledge. We need to celebrate them. Please help me turn to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, Nene neighbor, what did you learn? Turn to the other neighbor. Tell that neighbor, Nene neighbor. Hope you're learning. What did your neighbor say? Oh, celebrate yourselves. Put your hands together. Celebrate yourselves. All right. If you look around, you will discover that we have gentlemen of the press. We have NTA here, and we have TVC present. And we just want to recognize them. Now we also recognize the presence of some people who we are going to introduce today. They are going to serve as mentors who will be, are you excited? Some years ago, well, you should celebrate that. And we want to recognize those people. When the time comes, we are going to do the needful. But now we want to ask you, if you have any question, please, you have to go to slido.com. There is a QR code that will be shared on the screen. Just scan it, and it will take you directly to where you will ask your questions, slido.com. Or if you cannot access that QR code, what you should do is type on your browser, slido.com. Slido is spelled SLIDO.com. And when you go there, you input 216285. It will take you to that page where you're supposed to ask your question. To go to the next thing we have, and it is a keynote presentation. It is going to be taken by someone who is not here, is in London, and we are going to take, the title of that presentation is Front Runner Strategy, Living with AI. Remember that if you stand in the way of AI in this our dispensation, it will crush you. Any business that stands in the way of AI, AI will crush that business. Put your hands together as we listen to the citation.
Sebastian Obeta is a leading AI solutions and innovation expert recognized for shaping the global future of artificial intelligence. A delegate of the Global Alliance for AI, it champions ethical AI governance, responsible innovation, and international cooperation. He serves as data and insight leader at the University of Cambridge and is founder and head of research at the Applied AI Society, University of Bradford, where he leads the MSc Applied AI program to become the fastest growing course in Northern England. His research focuses on machine learning for mental health and social good. Sebastian has earned awards including 100 Top African Business Leaders in the UK, the Dean's Award for Impact and Innovation, and multiple UK Black Tech Achievement Awards. He is a recognized thought leader advancing AI for responsible societal progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, put your hands together as we welcome Engineer Sebastian Obeta.
Hello, can you hear me? Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Loud and clear. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here this hot afternoon here. And yeah, I want to thank the organizers for the invite. I want to thank everyone, the participants also listening for this special program. So I'm going to quickly share my screen. In the first invite, I was told that I have 20 minutes. In the second invite, I was told I had 40 minutes. So please, I'm happy to stop when you want me to stop. But okay, please, can someone confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Lovely, lovely.
But not
Okay.
clear. It's kind of blurred.
It's
Blurry.
not clear.
We will check if that's from our end, but looking directly is kind of blurry.
Just right on. Right on.
All right, I just changed to another 6G. Let's see if this is better, but I mean, the speed is fast from my own end. Okay, still confirm if you can still see my slide, even though it's blurred. So my name is Sebastian. The reality on ground is that doing business today in Nigeria comes with a lot of pressure. You know, customers expect faster responses, operations needs to run smoothly. Now, AI is becoming one of the most practical tools to assist with that, no doubt. And today, it's not about what AI would do in the year 2030, it's about what it's currently doing, either in our small businesses, in our professionals, or for artisans or organizations. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is straight and is focused and is spanned from my practical engagements helping startups within the UK and Europe ecosystem. And we're going to look at how to use AI right now to improve our workflows, to strengthen our business processes, and to operate more efficiently, no matter your industry or your size. The topic is front-runner strategy and living with AI. So let's get into it. So let me simplify this, all right? Let me simplify what AI is currently doing, because every business that you're into, no matter what the industry is, we're going to see where you fall in. And you could fall into the three of the buckets I'm going to explain. The first bucket is the physical world. So while I may not give example based on you visualizing what exactly the physical work could be in your industry. Now, the hands-on, the task, the cooking, the delivery, the fixing, the equipment, it could go out. We can see that robots can do many of these tasks right now. And we've seen robots as chef. In fact, my shockest experience was in 2022 when I went to Helsinki for a conference. And I got in there very late because I guess they are 2 or 3 hours ahead of us. And while I was famished at that point, they don't have Uber Eats, they don't have Uber app. I needed to ask the reception. In fact, there's not even reception to start with. So everything is all about robots. So I just had to kill the question with the robot, and they gave me the app. I ordered the food, and immediately I thought it was a human being bringing the app, bringing the food. Lo and behold, it was a robot that came to my room number, pulled up the tray, I entered the code, and received the goods. So, but in Nigeria, is there the real disruption here is still limited in our environment. So, physical work. The second part of it, the second bucket, is the cognitive work. It requires the thinking, the writing, the planning. We could go as far as summarizing and analyzing. And this is where AI is extremely powerful right now, right? Most of the things we do with our minds could be to draft reports, to decision-making, explanation. AI can now support or even complete it to a high standard. And this is the category where people feel the third bucket is the coordination work. Here, it's more like reminders, follow-ups, rescheduling, status checks, but the reality on ground is no value. So AI is very good at automating this because coordinating fellows, patterns, and clear rules can be a little bit difficult. So when we talk about AI changing the rules of work or changing the rules of business or business operation, those repetitive nature. So your value as a business owner, the physical and the coordination work, decision making. And here are the hidden drain that we sometimes, both SMEs, are going to see that you've already experienced these 4 pains that I'm going to show you, and they show up every day, quietly draining either your money or your energy. Even the first invisible cost we are looking at here is low or top leaders, like John C. Maxwell telling you to maximize your desk. Just think about it. It could be searching of files. It could be searching of files. It could be rewriting the things. It could be explaining the same instructions to your employee repeatedly. Here, this loss of time reduces your output and in speed and clarity, no doubt. So when your responses depend on, let's say, who is working that day or how busy the team, more especially, this information is key for startups. So they tend to consume more than they can deliver, and as a result, give unnecessary excuses. Mistakes in numbers. It could be the wrong dates, getting an invoice, getting the wrong dates. It could be missing attachments. It could be wrong details, either in an email or making a mistake. I mean, I believe most of you must have received emails that someone sent to you in error, So this creates rework and repetition. In this instance is even worse. Typing the same email, sending the same reminder, doing the same task manually over and over. Now, it could be duplicated efforts. It could. That's why I call it. That's why I call it the killer services. Because the rework, it destroys your productivity even more than error can do. So now we have AI. And AI weaponizes the speed. So it and without fatigue. Now, speed then becomes a competitive advantage, not a luxury. And in today's market, speed is not just, being fast. It becomes a business asset that separates leaders from everyone else, that separates businesses from every other businesses. Let's look at the AI advantage. Because when we talk about using AI in business, what comes to most people's mind is all about tools, ChatGPT, Copilot, or in other words, what is trending. But hey, tools don't change businesses. And I was in Munich, last 3 weeks, and it was a gathering there. So I love being challenged in instances like this. And one thing I told them that, all right, these top businesses, you need to transform your business value. And I started by saying that business transformation is dead. And I could hear the noise. I asked a question about three plugs, and this one of it I want to show you on the screen. Is this still clear or is blurred? The picture, is this still clear or is blurred?
Right on, please.
Yeah, I just want to know. Now, what engineering outcome are you looking for? It was not a full sample because we have over 150 CIOs in that room and also delegates in that room in Germany. Now, you could see what's major. Fine. That's perfectly okay. But in the part of the business asset, when you re-engineer your value proposition that you are bringing into the market, now you could see that we even have, the second on the list is greater focus on value-adding work. But I was shocked that majority of them, and it's okay because CIOs, what they look into is speed, engineering. They just want things to be fast. They just want things to move fast. So when we talk about tools here, and that's why I keep by Deloitte, 22nd of October 2025, the link is there. And you know what they say in this research? That 95% of the people that have used, if in this instance, people with the financial power that can buy the top GPU, the NVIDIA and co tools in the world are saying that they've not seen them using AI or just using tools to change your business. So, and I'm going to introduce to you the 5 levers every business must pull. Now, these 5 words, so I'm going to introduce you the 5 pillars. The fifth, I think you are the front runner here. So let me define what a lever is. A lever is something small that produces a big shift. The fifth one, you are better off. Because the first one, the lever one is speed. AI makes your business respond fast. Speed used to be a luxury, but AI, no doubt. The second lever is precision. AI can help you classify your messages, analyze your information, or document processes clearly. What it does here is that it reduces the errors and improves the decision. Could be about value. Oh, I bought it, I think because the value wasn't there, no, I'm not going to buy again. Yeah, that's fine. So what? That's fine. So what consistency does is meet your team, because most consistency does is meet your team, because most businesses. So consistency again in turn builds the trust and the brand strength. Now the strength. Now the fifth one is intelligence, and this is why I want us to look at this. Fifth one is intelligence, and this is why I want us to look at this. Before, what businesses talked about then was digital transformation. They're still talking about automation. What are we talking about? So automation here is the abstraction of human level. So automation here is the abstraction of human level. But AI component helps to fuse. So for any form of system that you've deployed and you can build their solutions, and when they bring their ideas and all of it, all you just need is just to automate your process or to build your businesses. So AI doesn't just automate, it reveals the pattern you didn't see, and that's intelligence. It dictates the trends, it highlights your risk, it forecasts outcomes and gives you a clearer view of your business. Its outcomes and gives you a clearer view of your business. Now, transformation. An app that if you understand transformation, an app that if you understand only one thing from this section, let it into 9. So I couldn't bring out several from this section. Let it into 9. So I couldn't bring out several or look at them. The first one is the acceleration bar, that you need to abstract intelligence from your automation, not just running automation. So if you are not abstracting intelligence from the automated system you've built, you are just doing automation, there's no AI component. Intelligence from the automated system you've built, you are just doing automation, there's no AI component attached to it. So it helps you to eliminate the manual task. Together, we are going to get a 3x3 matrix that shows exactly where the gain comes from. And I'm going to 3 matrix that shows exactly where the gain comes from. And I'm going to walk us through each of these blocks with real examples that you can implement from tomorrow. If you take it with acceleration, what you are getting is a rapid content creation. Here, what AI will do for you, quick audience insights. It could go as far as fast competitor scans. It can even generate those, our pastor talked about there are different grants there. It could help you in rapid idea generation. You could have an idea, but it can help you to refine it. It could also help you to trend summarization. I'm not telling you theories. These are the things that I've implemented and I've helped businesses across Europe to implement. Now, you could run a 10-minute AI marketing insight and run it. You could run a 10-minute AI marketing insight and run it every week. So many of you use Chow. You could also go to a prompt and okay, what are the top 5 customer frustrations in my industry this week? Bam, you get the insights. So what AI does here is to turn your marketing research into minutes of clarity. Now, the second one is when you combine marketing and automation, what you get is campaign scheduling. So here, AI does your post. Of course, use AI to create yourself in different ways. The content calendars, industries, or you specify your industry, include your captions, include your formats, you have it. So a business with consistent visibility wins, and that is what has visibility. Now, AI makes consistency easy. Let's look at the advantage of it. Personal creation, personalized ads, microsegments. Someone they asked me a question. Are we truly living a templated life or based on what we want to see? For example, if you go to the internet and you go to, let's say, Amazon or let's say Jumia, you go to Jumia, what determines the first set of items that you see at that instance? So this is part of the manuals for, you mention your business with motivations and the pain point. PM, you just see that, how you now see that small businesses suddenly will now start competing with big brands and markets like big brands in that instance. Let's look at the operation side of things when it comes to this. When you combine it, when we say data, when I say what, it could even be inventory. Summarize your 5 action points. Meetings then produce clarity, not just confusion. And I bet you that AI guarantees that. Then with automation, what you get with automation is workflow automation. Invoice reminders, weekly reports, follow-ups, tax notifications. And the fifth one, which is the operation advantage, you have the process optimization. You can have your cost analysis, you could have your process optimization, your workflow mapping, your risk reporting, very important. You document every step, from inquiries to delivery for a business. Now, when you see your business clearly, you fix your business quickly. When you see your business clearly as a startup, it helps you fix your business quickly. Now, for sales, for acceleration, we look at quick lead response, sales scripts, proposal drafts. We can look at the CRM updates, follow-up of sequence leads, qualifications, or initial responses. You create a friendly instant reply script for new inquiries. And for the advantage, you then have the intelligent forecast. Based on these numbers, forecast revenues for new months or for next month or for 5 years becomes easier. Now, AI then gives SMEs the decision power of all analytic team. So the 3x3 metrics is the real front runner strategy any business with AI starting today. Okay, of course, what most people think about of AI, right, for businesses. In fact, in one of my posts, I said that AI agents will make decisions that you did not approve. And some of those decisions will be better off than the one you as an individual capture or needs to capitalize on. All right? We are moving beyond prompt engineering chatbot because that's what people think. So because when you talk about AI, what comes to their mind is chatbots. No, it's beyond that. Let's say you type something, it replies you. No, that is the old world of AI. That is the old world of AI. You go to ChatGPT, you ask a question, AI, a new category of AI that is far more capable than just the simple chats that you have with your ChatGPT or with any of the Gemini and co. Now, the front runner is the orchestration of AI agent. AI agent can actually understand a goal. It follows up with every new customer that you acquired. Depending on understands the goal, it breaks it into responses, updates the records. Now, it can use tools such as your email, your Office 365, your spreadsheets, your calendar, your even WhatsApp integration. I built currently an AI agent in WhatsApp. So for businesses or for a business, it can check your own work as well. For instance, did the customer reply? Did the customer respond? Did they even open the email that you sent to them? Did the payment come in? Is there anything missing? Or it could also check and adjust your next step automatically without you even knowing it. And I'll say finally, here is what I've done, right? And here is what I've been waiting for, you could say. And here is what you need approval for. So agentic AI is not just here just to answer your questions. It's actually here to work, to run some of the, what I call the microprocessings inside your business, operational advantage with little capital. So just imagine an AI that checks your yesterday's sales, summarizes your trend build. So imagine AI that I need to separate it from traditional AI is different from all normal AI that you see. Is that one, but from traditional AI point of view, it works in a straight line. Answers. If you need something, it summarizes it and it sends it to you. But everything else, such as saving it, sending it, acting on it, still depends on you. That is junior employee or junior staff member. So if you tell a normal it and follow up, but what agentic AI would do, the customer even reply to the email or track whether the customer replied, send a reminder if that's not done, update the records, and also tell you what happened. Another difference is traditional AI has no memory. So when you close the chat, it forgets it. But agentic AI can maintain time. And finally, the big difference here is with normal AI, supervised. And this is where the real productivity leap comes from manually. And why do we think agentic AI matters? when we look at when we look at the advancement we have in AI as a field, right? You would observe that the way people work has changed, because businesses today, they are dealing with tasks that are more complex than just a single prompt or read a message, find information, respond, up with one step, but the rest is still on you that run. They need tasks that can connect from the start to the finish without human interruption. So the timing is perfect for agentic AI because most of the tools are digital. Your spreadsheet, it can then connect these tools, move information between them, and also perform the same steps automatically. And finally, the biggest reason is that human time is too valuable to waste on what I call glue work. So like the reminders, the follow-ups, the check, the copying, the organizing, the small tasks. No, human tasks are beyond that. Let me just quickly talk through about anatomy of an AI agent. And it's not that complex. So to break it down in a business-friendly terms, let's look at first the brain. Now, this is the large language model. I mean, I have to put like ChatGPT is an LLM model. So it reads, it understands, it generates tests, and it can plan out steps. Now, the second anatomy of it is the memory. Then the second part of it is the tool. And an agent is powerful because it doesn't live in isolation. It can use all the tools, your email systems that you have, your spreadsheets, your web APIs, your knowledge-based systems, and build and make sense out of it. Now, the fourth component is the controller policy. That's the logic that says, oh, given this goal and this situation, which tools should I use now? Should I ask a human? Should I wait? Blah, blah, blah. That is what the controller policy does. And finally, you, the human. Because there must be human in the loop. So here you define what the agent can do and what the agent cannot do. When it must ask for permission and what good looks like. You have to define what good looks like. And you need to also define when to escalate it. So think of agent this way. What makes it less magical and more manageable? So it's more like a junior digital colleague with a brain, memory, access card, and let's say a rule book. And finally, it gives you the outcome and makes your business processes faster. So what kind of AI agent can you own? Now, task perfect for AI agents, because I was in a business meeting when somebody was pitching his or her business for grants, and I had to ask a question. So, what is the AI component of your work? I just hope he didn't find it offensive, but I had to, along the line, follow up with him to ensure that, hey, some of the things that you are implementing, because if you want to sell now, just say there's AI in it and everything you are buying result. When the task is repetitive, that happens daily or weekly. When it's a rule-based, that you can describe what good looks like. When it's digital, it involves several. And I've given some examples where AI agents fit in. It could lead nurturing agents, watch your new inquiries, look at it from invoice payment agents. We could look at reporting agents. We look at supporting triage agents. We look at operations and back office, market execution. So the front runner asks, which role in my business can be partially or fully agentic? And that is where that conversation needs to start from. Now, people, when they hear AI agent, what comes to their mind is agentic AI. I don't have a developers. I don't have a team of software experts. Oh, this is not for me. In reality, there are very practical paths that one can choose, built into the tools. Now, these days, some of the softwares that we have, or that we have out there in the market, they comes with agentic AI built inside them. It's just left for you to know and to discover AI agent within our environment. We've customized Tableau, and we've built an AI agent into it. We've customized some of the Autrice workflows to build an AI agent into it. So some of these tools that we have already have AI agents built into them, like help desk, adding AI agents to sort and draft responses. It could even be your office tools. You want to start to see the buttons like, let's handle this workflow, blah, blah, blah. And there are different no-code platforms as well. No-code platforms that you don't require to know how to code, to build such automation tools. You know, it will let you add different AI steps into your workflow. Recently, the WhatsApp automation, I built it from the back end and also use a no-code platform to build it for a client, for those businesses that sit within WhatsApp. You don't need to know how to code. You just need to learn how to configure, read and write. Now that, or you just, and we are going to talk about how you can design an AI agent, even if you're using a no-code tool, like a role or like a pro. So to make this very practical, I want you to think of designing an AI agent as a hiring junior staff member. You know, the first one, job description. What is its mission? What will this AI agent do for you in your business? Example, you could say, ensure no lead goes more than 24 hours without a response or without a reply. You know, another example could be make sure we send weekly performance summaries every Monday. I mean, you have to describe the job description that you want your AI agent to be, even if you are to use drag and drop or no code platform. Now, the second part, and the reason why I'm saying this is because when some of our clients comes and say, oh, we want to build an AI agent, we'll give them a checklist like this. Go and describe what you want, and they will come back to us after 1 year or 6 months because they don't have a clear path on what it requires in designing an AI agent. So you have to have read. Are you looking at it reading your emails? Are you looking at it working on your spreadsheet? Recently, we built an AI agent in Excel. So if you have a full stack of data or numbers or stuff, so you just query it like the language model, and it gives you the summary in Excel sheet. And the plugins are there with API with open agentic vendors or OEM. So you just need to understand, what does it read? Give it an input. What can it use? Could you use your email? Could you use your task manager? Could you use your messaging tools? Now the third one is you need to set rules and decision boundary. There are five classifications for AI agent, which is not part of what we are talking about. But if you're submitting any proposal to European Commission or Europe, we're done with time.
Oh, we've been sending you some handout, and then we will take question and answers, right? During the question and answer time, we'll take it so that we can use it to now make up. Right? Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Perfectly. Perfectly.
All right.
So in summary, there are risks and limits and control. And I can't end this conversation without telling you about the risk involved. Hallucination still works, but depending on the system that you are building and the system you are complete or context, business around agentic AI. So with AI, you're living with AI for your businesses. I'm happy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We celebrate you. All the way from London, we brought UK to you here in Nigeria. I hope you're excited. Asking, okay, how does this apply to me? I think that's a conversation you should be asking, right? So you have your questions. What you should do is put it down on the slido.com and then enter the number 2162085, or you can also scan the QR code you can see on the screen and then ask your questions. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for our speaker, Engineer Sebastian Obeta. You're not clapping. Put your hands together. Because of our time, we are going to go to the next session, and our keynote speaker is ready this time around. It borders on something that concerns you and I, even if you don't have a business, even if you're a worker, even if you're in a can even affect you. So, but before then, I want you to lift your phone, please. I would like you to follow us on all social media. Watchman Lekki on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just bring out your phone, follow us. We want you to follow us because there will be a follow-up to this summit. We are going to still be having, on behalf, I'm taking permission from our district pastor. I am putting words now because I know that we are going to have online sessions after this. This cannot stop here. Tell your neighbor, this cannot stop here. Of course. So we are going to be having some trainings online. So, but you cannot get it, especially for our online audience. You cannot get this if you don't follow us. So please, you have to follow us. Watchman Lekki, bring out your phone, follow us. We'll go to the next thing we have, keynote 2. And it is going to be talking or